Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
And it's Friday.
I've created a monster, cause nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want shady, I'm chopped liver. Well, if you want shady, this is what I'll give you. A little bit of weed mixed with some hard liquor, some vodka that'll jumpstart my heart quicker than a shock when I get shocked at the hospital by the doctor when I'm not cooperating. When I'm rocking the table while he's operating. Hey! You waited this long to stop debating, cause I'm back, I'm on the brag and ovulating. I know that you got a job, Miss Cheney, but your husband's heart problem's complicating. So the FCC won't let me be, or let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me.
Okay, let's go. It's Friday. Are you ready, Kenzie?
I'm so ready.
Case, are you ready?
I'm pumped.
Wow.
Brian, are you ready?
Hell yes.
Okay.
It's Friday.
6:04. It's 61 degrees. Going to be 80. Beautiful today. Great day. We've got, of course, more tickets. In fact, a bunch for Vampire Weekend tonight and tomorrow, where you'll choose which night you want to go and be in the pit. So that's coming up in an hour. 7 time. We'll get you on the phones for Clash with Kenzie, Beater, and Trivia. And you get them. You get to decide. We'll have some Q Olympics today at 8:50, where me and Kenzie, we will be competing in the games here in the studio.
After I annihilated everyone in the breath holding competition, we
So-
decided to really move forward with our athletic ability from here on out.
Now, you know that there's going to be an asterisk next to that in the record books.
I don't think so, because I think I just won.
You won, but I'm recovering from pneumonia. So my lungs, in 6 or 7 years, I'll be back to normal. I can have another competition and compete right.
Are you saying that about everything?
No, because not everything's a holding the breath thing. Now, if it's running, it might be, and you win. If I win, it's fine.
It's so annoying.
If I win.
You know what I feel like constantly? I feel like I'm playing games with a 5-year-old constantly.
Well,
You know when you play with a kid and they're like, okay, so we're going to play Warriors, but your legs don't work and your arms don't work, and I breathe fire, and even though you have a shield, it doesn't work against fire, and you have to lay face down while I have wings. Like, that's what it's like playing a 5-year-old. It's the worst.
That sounds awesome.
Wait, where's that kid live?
No, my house.
Okay, I got to come over and play with Tristan.
You guys have the same
No,
hobbies.
you guys are going to argue for 45 minutes about who has power.
Yeah, and then we'll just go, let's just get a snack.
Yeah.
After arguing for an hour.
Kenzie, we're hungry.
A juice box.
Kenzie, hello? I don't see any food on my plate. Make me a snacky.
What kind of snack would you make Brian if he came over?
I probably something that would knock him out, like turkey. I don't know if he'd fall asleep and I would have to deal with him.
A plate full of just turkey?
Yeah, I'm like, all right, you take a nap.
Well, that'll be happening right around 8:50. And a lot more in between, of course. Check in, give us that proof of life check-in. We already got some from Waukegan this morning. Who was that? That was Karen. Checking in from Waukegan this morning. Appreciate you. It's Friday, and let's go.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for a fact that makes your brain go. And this one is really possibly one of the most important facts I've ever delivered to you, maybe in a top 10. If we had to rank them, it's kind of hard. I mean, we've been doing this for almost 6 years now with facts every morning at 6:30 at this time. And this one really, it's been on my mind all night. So I have to get it out there. I'm so excited we can get it out finally now at 6:30 here. The Supreme Court has made a decision that affects chicken wings.
Okay.
The Supreme Court. This case went all the way there.
Yeah.
About chicken wings. So if you like chicken wings like I like chicken wings, because yesterday I talked about a meal you could have every night, I said chicken wings. I could have that every.
True.
If it wouldn't kill me, I'd have it every night. The Supreme Court has made a decision about chicken wings that affects all of our lives, and we're gonna have that for
I
you.
can't even think about what that would be that they'd be into it.
You've got a little bit of time, a few minutes to think about it. I can't.
They're first off, chickens have the right to vote. And
whether
they want their wings.
There's sweeping changes coming in November.
Woo.
Whether it's buffalo or mild or hot.
Listen, Brian, you need to buckle up. Chicken's about to have rights.
That scares me.
You love so many things involving chicken, and they're about to put a stop to it.
Yeah, call me old-fashioned.
I love a world where chickens don't have rights.
It's the best.
That's where we're at now, and we might not be there at 6:30.
You're an evil man.
Okay, we have this for you here. The fact that makes your brain go in just about 6 minutes.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
All right, time for a fact that makes your brain go. And this is one of the biggest ones of all time. I really think that. I mean, some of them are weird facts that blow your mind that way, but this is something in the news that happened. The Supreme Court made a ruling on chicken wings. So now going forward today, it's all different. Now, this happened in the Ohio Supreme Court, okay? So it's basically this ruling now I know will transcend to Illinois and everywhere else in Indiana and Wisconsin. But here's what happened, okay? Maybe I should just give the ruling first on what happened. This is what's going to blow your mind. I promise that first, then we'll explain why.
I want to know what's going on
Okay,
here.
the Supreme Court ruled that boneless wings can have bones.
Can have bones?
Boneless wings can have bones. Now, I'm going to explain what happened here, okay? A man in Ohio ordered boneless wings at a restaurant. I got to assume it was Buffalo Wild Wings. One of them did have a bone in the boneless wings. He ended up choking on it, getting an infection, and having to have 2 surgeries.
So normally, I'm someone who's like, relax on the restaurant, assuming like the girl who sued McDonald's because coffee was hot.
Yeah.
I gotta say, in this scenario, when you order a boneless wing and then choke on a bone and get an infection in the wing, I may be on his side.
Facts. So he went there, had 2 surgery. He sued the restaurant's owners, the chicken suppliers, the processors, and the case made it all the way to the Ohio Supreme Court, meaning all the other courts were like, hey, we like chicken wings, but I don't know how to decide on this thing. I mean, maybe there's a bone in there now, and I can't figure it out. In a divided 4-3 decision, a conservative-leaning court ruled that boneless chicken wings can have bones. And the majority said, quote, boneless chicken wings is a cooking style. It's not a guarantee.
What?
That's what the court came up with. So just a person eating chicken fingers would know that he had not been served fingers.
Wow.
What?
That was their ruling in this. So the argument is that bones are natural to meat, so consumers should expect bones in any meat you eat.
Right, besides things labeled as boneless, though.
That's what their argument is. It's a cooking style boneless wings and not a definitive thing.
Right. It's a cooking style, and you failed the style if you put a bone in it. What does that mean?
This is wild. This changes
That doesn't
everything.
make any sense.
Well, this changes everything because I actually like bone-in wings.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Maybe I'm a little bit more of my caveman.
I was going to say you're an animal. That's why.
I can't get out of my system. Do you like boneless or bone-in?
I like both. I'm pretty happy with whatever shows up.
Okay, but if you had to prefer, you had even choices, even someone was buying them for you.
It depends. Like, I have my days. If I'm at a really good restaurant where I know that bone-in's going to have a lot more flavor and everything, like, that's good. But say I have the baby in one hand, all that, I like a boneless that I can just pop in my mouth and traditionally not worry.
Very fair.
Right.
Or you're driving and you want to get some wings you want to drive and eat.
Well, you know,
Pop them in.
pop them right in your mouth.
I used to love, and I still like calling it BW3, but Buffalo Wild Wings, the garlic parm boneless. And because I would get the fries, cheese fries, and then pour salt all over the fries.
Well, good. They probably didn't have any salt on it. So it's really-
No, they didn't salt enough. And for some reason, that combination of the garlic parm with the salty fries and a nice big fountain
I
Coke.
love a garlic parm wing.
Oh,
I do.
Yes.
Exciting.
We found on the show a while back that Case had never heard of garlic parm wings.
I just thought it was a joke on the menu. I didn't think anybody was actually ordering them. So I don't know if they're good or bad. It's not a statement of saying I don't like them.
They're fantastic.
They're so good.
I assumed it was a joke.
Even Popeyes now has the ghost pepper based wing. And then you get the garlic parm sauce on it, which I am a fan of and I've had a decent amount of times.
That sounds like it would kill me.
Yes, it would, because I even find it spicy, which says quite a bit.
So this is going forward. Now, again, this happened in the Ohio Supreme Court, but these rulings tend to, go state to state, and eventually they go, yeah, we agree with that ruling. I don't know, but basically they're saying boneless wings are a style of cooking and not a guarantee that a bone isn't a meat because all bones have meat. All meat has bones.
Yeah.
All meat has bones.
Here's my hang up on this. I was prepared to say this is a dark day for the country. We live in a post-truth society. What is real anymore?
Right.
I can't tell heads from tails. I don't trust the government. The argument that they used that chicken fingers aren't actually fingers is really hard to argue. I don't know where it's like, oh my God, they got me. They kinged me.
You know what? That's bullcrap. I disagree, Case, wholeheartedly, because chickens don't have fingers.
Correct, but maybe they were the deep-fried fingers of humans.
No, because they're called chicken fingers. Everyone knows
Deep-fried fingers of humans.
But if they're lying about the bones, they might be lying about what the chicken
What else
is.
are they lying about?
Right.
Yeah, follow the money.
My thing is that everyone knows chicken fingers. It's because of the long, skinny shape.
Yeah.
Fine, that's what it is. Boneless is very possible. It's not possible to make the chicken finger be a chicken finger. It's very possible to make a wing not have bone in it. That's not, how is that? That's just false advertising.
Well, because there's all those bones in it, and maybe one slipped through, obviously, on this poor man that choked and almost died.
How can you make, at the end of the day, we all know that boneless wings are just poppable chicken tenders. How can you guarantee there's not bones in chicken tenders, but not guarantee that there's not bones in boneless wings?
I think this preserves the right to put a bone in your chicken tender, too. This is a game changer. This changes the way I'm going to eat chicken.
Well,
I can't just carelessly bite into things now.
I wouldn't worry about your chicken fingers because they don't say the word boneless. So your expectation is there could be a bone in a chicken
That's
finger.
not my expectation. It's not.
But my expectation now is that they can put a bone in anything and be protected by the law because they're going to say, well, chickens have bones. Eat up.
Well, I say because this happened in Ohio, eat right now freely here in Illinois.
Where we still have our freedoms.
Right, because when it gets here, this ruling, when it eventually crosses over.
Yeah, the government's coming.
Yeah.
And they're coming for your chicken.
Well, get your lawsuit now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Get it ready.
Should we lawyer up? Should we be on stand? Should we have a lawyer on standby?
It's just wild to me that the amount of restaurant lawsuits that have happened in general, they have to put instructions on candy bars now. Like companies have lost insane lawsuits. This guy chokes on a boneless wings bone and gets an infection and loses.
Imagine how much money he spent with lawyers going up here.
But this is like legitimate. Like I would want to sue over that. Like this is insane. Some McDonald's lost that their coffee was hot, that their hot coffee was hot. They got in trouble for it. This is insane.
You got to think he had a two-step argument when he pleaded to the court. He's like, so I ordered the boneless wings, right? It had a bone. Case closed, right? And they were like, no, actually, this is your fault.
You know this guy bought a boat before this ruling. Like he thought he had this.
And now he lives on the boat.
That's right.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We just gave you the fact that made your brain go. And locally in the last 24 hours, it was the news that the Supreme Court in Ohio ruled that boneless wings can have bones. It was a lawsuit from a guy that choked on a bone that was in a boneless chicken wing. He had to have surgeries, almost died. And Supreme Court ruled that they can have bones because, quote, it's a cooking style, not a guarantee boneless wings. Just a person eating chicken fingers would not say he had been served fingers. Now, a lot of people checking in on this, by the way. Shannon checked in and said, well, also, if I go to order a loaded baked potato because it has bacon, should I expect the possibility of a bone? The F?
I think so.
That's what Shannon said. Some more people checking in. Marshall, if chickens don't have fingers, then buffaloes don't have wings. Checkmate, Ohio Supreme Court.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys see anybody checking in more.
It's just funny because somebody else brought up a good point of like, this is what they're doing in court? Like, well, chickens don't have fingers. What is happening?
I've got to try to find the audio if it was released on the guy reading this case.
Could you imagine being everyone's going to butcher me for this, but you know the guy who transcribes what's being said in court?
The court reporter typer?
He's typing everything. Like, could you imagine like this being your day?
Well, then he goes home to his wife. He's exhausted. He's like, oh, you don't even understand what happened in court today.
What was it, like a murder?
Yeah.
No, it was chicken wings.
It was the chicken case.
847 checked in. Boneless, not bone-free, just like stainless steel isn't never going to rust. Tough situation.
Wow.
Kind of siding with the decision. Stainless steel stuff does rust. You know, you think those
But it
stainless...
doesn't stain. It doesn't say.
That's right. It doesn't
It doesn't say rustless steel.
Is rust a stain?
No, it's
Okay.
rust.
It's
It's its own category.
Yeah, it's completely different.
Thank you for clarifying
And
that.
someone's like, what about seedless watermelon? They can have seeds. And I understand that, but you cannot crack open a watermelon, pull it out the seeds, put it back together, and sell it. Boneless wings are man-made. That's the difference.
How do they get seedless watermelons?
You grow them a certain way.
Oh.
I think the longer you let them grow, then they start to develop the seeds. I think you can pick them early.
So, I guess then they didn't break open the chicken to see if all the bones were in the boneless
Well,
part?
here's the thing. Like, first off, there's rumors that they're not even 100% chicken half the time. How did
Yeah.
I want to know what kind of bone it is. That makes me nervous.
Yeah. It was a monumental case. It happened in Ohio Supreme Court, not the country's Supreme Court. But I just have a feeling that they're going to all adopt this. Because basically what happens is, let's say this case comes into Illinois, and then someone goes and sues. Well, they'll say, as in 2024, the Ohio Supreme Court case, because lawyers love citing other cases for their example.
Yeah.
They'll say, this poor sucker ate into a boneless bone and got choked on, and he didn't get anything. You know? Someone also, what did someone say? There was a lawsuit, another one. A woman sued Universal Studios Haunted House for scaring her too much.
This is what I mean.
She won.
I know. This guy literally choked on something that said boneless, and he ate a bone and then got an infection. And they're like, how about you go F yourself? How did this happen?
Casey, is there someone on the phone I should take here?
Absolutely. If you want to get mad about court cases that went the wrong way, Weedman Terry has a great one for you.
Oh, boy.
Weedman Terry from Sugar Grove. Ahoy, Weedman Terry.
Ahoy, how y'all doing this morning?
Well, I'm thinking about chicken wings a lot right now.
Aren't we all? So, making me hungry. But this one will blow your guys' mind. So, years ago, this guy bought a brand new RV camper, put it on cruise control, went in the back to make coffee. Lo and behold, I know it's a big surprise, it drove off the road and crashed. The guy sued the company and won because in the safety book, it did not specify when you put it in cruise control, it doesn't drive itself.
Wow.
It makes me want to reevaluate what I can do on cruise control.
It also makes me think of Anchorman.
What scene?
It's like, it's things that people do these days just blow my mind. The boneless wings, though, that one too.
That's why you're
I'm
Weedman
sorry,
Terry.
Case, what do you mean? What scene?
Why can't I think of the scene in Anchorman?
I can't
Oh,
either.
wait, you haven't seen Anchorman 2.
No.
Oh, it's in 2.
Oh, if it's 2, I don't remember 2.
They're all RVing to New York, the entire crew. They are deep frying food. They have a case of scorpions, and they brought all their bowling balls, and he has it on cruise control, and they get in an accident. So they get burned by the deep fryer. There's bowling balls. There's scorpions stinging them because they're all sitting in the RV. They're like, who's driving this thing anyway? She goes, I got it on cruise control.
Okay, so I have the scene.
Do you have it?
But is it guaranteed there's not going to be an F word or somewhere in here?
No.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
No, she's saying there's not a guarantee. There's not going to be an F
Oh,
word.
there's
It's a
no-
double
Kenzie said it's
negative.
fine.
Yeah. No, it's a double negative. There might be an
mean,
F word.
I feel like they don't say the F word or anything like that a lot, though. Except
they
go
do.
F yourself, San Diego.
Yeah, there's a few in there.
There's only a few.
Okay, well, should I play it or should I wait?
Just play it.
No, we'll play it. It's Friday. Screw it. And if you hear me hit this dump button
Yeah,
thing.
we have a dump button.
Yeah. I'm not sure where to start it either.
Let's just find out.
I'll just start it right here.
Because they start asking about all the dangerous things in the car, and he's like, well, it's a funny story.
Okay, let me see. It's Anchorman 2.
I can't, don't let me run.
Put a pencil in his mouth.
It's okay.
That's Steve Carell.
Okay, now.
Man, this just feels right. The news team is back.
Ron, Brian, Brick, me, even Baxter.
That old man is so little and hairy.
Howard is watching Anchorman 2 on the radio.
It's okay. It's on cruise control.
Okay, here we go.
Who wants some chimichangas?
So they're all in the back and no one's driving and they're on cruise control.
Install this deep fryer in the Bago. Ron, why do you have this bag of bowling balls in this terrarium filled with scorpions?
It's a long, crazy story. Hey, Ron, cruise control just regulates speed. It doesn't steer. Come again?
Oh my God. Oh, it's so good. Oh boy. Thank you, Weedman Terry, for getting us there. Remember now, in Ohio, boneless wings doesn't guarantee there's no bones in it. Let's keep moving forward here with Gil Curtis and your headlines.
This is not headline news. Timothée Chalamet plays Bob Dylan in a new movie. He prepared for the role by learning how not to sing. Mick Jagger turns 81 today. Now he sings his classic song like this.
I said, hey, you, get off of my lawn.
California Governor Gavin Newsom has issued an executive order for the removal of homeless encampments. Now the big question, where will Rob Schneider live? And Facebook users are more likely to divorce, and then way more likely to share every annoying detail of it on Facebook. This is not headline news.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning, and Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.